Alright, cunts, welcome back to Cute Bots, an artwod workout. Right, last video, whenever I fucking uploaded that, but it was basically half an hour ago for me. Right, I struggled quite a bit to create hinges and to really internalize them. That's what we're practicing. Practice along with me, right? Whatever your fundamentals, whatever spatial reasoning fundamental that you're weak in, drill that shit, because you most likely don't understand it nearly as well as you think you do. And even the fundamentals that you think you're strong in, drill that as well, because you'll always benefit from doing more. So, with that being said, let's get straight into drawing. I'm going to do my best to visualize, think very, very, very hard, right, about these hinges, and to frame it in the way that I said I would last video and onwards, hopefully. And hopefully I'll do my best, yeah. Which is, think about the boxes that are connected to the cylinder and then how I want them to be integrated, and then we'll start from there, right? But yeah, hinges are difficult. Hinges are very difficult. I just need to break out of this little thing that my mind has been dealing with right now, which is the whole visualization thing, right? I just need to break out of it, or at least do my best to break out of it, right? But I'm just thinking maybe it's a box attached like that. That's the hinge, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so let's start with, let's see, how do I want this? See, I'm already starting to visualize. I'm thinking about the box, right? I'm really trying to see it, right? Make sure that it makes sense. Let's see. Okay, I'm thinking right now. I'm just thinking about how it should be, and just trying to figure it out. Hold up. I think I'm starting to see something. I'm fucking thinking so hard, bro. I can't even explain to you how hard I'm thinking right now. But that's not what matters. What matters is I continue. I shouldn't have to explain to anyone, but let's see. I mean, actually, no, explaining is good. You guys need to know that this takes a lot of cognitive effort, and it's not just some fucking magic that I pull out of my ass. But I'm just trying to think really hard. I'm just ghosting, right? Because ghosting is really important, right? How is it connected? How is it connected? Well, actually, if that's the way I'm going to go about it, then this might as well be the hinge, right? Then, if that's the way I'm going about it, right? Hold up. I'm just trying to think right now. See, I think I already made a mistake with, funny enough, with just these lines, I already made a mistake. But I'm just trying to think. Let's see. How do I want this? At the very least, I know I want something like this, I guess. What the fuck happened to my line there? What the fuck is happening to my lines? There you go. I guess it looks more single-rounded now, so I guess we're doing single rounding. It was supposed to be a cutout. But let's keep trying to keep this in mind. This is not what I meant to do, really. Actually, no, I still got it. We just need to think about how I need to fix this. Because I do have something in mind. It's just by keeping it there, right? It's literally just by keeping it there to the best of my ability. And this is where all that spatial reasoning is going to come into play, right? All that spatial reasoning. These are the two boxes I've obviously decided on. This is where let's see. Let's see, I'm just trying to think. And I'll have it connecting like this, maybe? Right? Connect like that. Okay, I'm already doing a much better job in terms of visualization here. Oof, this is very difficult, which I fucking love. This is what I needed. This is the level of fucking mental exertion that I need to have. I clearly wasn't exerting myself to this degree last time. Right? Okay, we can just do this. I think I have an idea of what I want to do here. I just want to think, like, how does this go in? Right? We need to make these shapes very difficult to understand. There you go. Something like that. Right? Let's see. There you go. Maybe just something like that. Just goes around. Just trying to think. Okay. All right, now we need. Okay, I lost the perspective there. Okay, now we just need the hinge. Something like that. And that's probably incorrect. I think that's definitely incorrect. It doesn't really logistically make much sense. We can even maybe attach it like that. That doesn't make any sense either. Okay. I wanted to do something specific. But maybe it's not gonna work out. Maybe, being the operative word, maybe it will work out. Okay. Maybe it will work out. Right? I want to do something very specific. Okay, so how can I do this? Let's see. Something like that. So we can do. I'm just trying to think. I'm just trying to think really, really, really hard. Something like that. There you go. Okay, that's not too bad. And then I wonder if you guys will know exactly what I'm doing, right? What I'm going for. Okay, this is the part where spatial reasoning is super important. Okay, so we need to. Okay, I already fucked it up, but I can still make it look believable, right? But I need to Let's see. Oof. Okay, let's fucking kill our brains to figure this out. This probably won't look like much to anybody watching, but to me it means a lot what I'm doing right now. Okay. God damn, that's so hard to figure out. Oh my god, that's hurting my brain. This is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly what I wanted. Fuck, that's so hard. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. It is okay. I think I kind of got that down. Oh, it's misaligned. Still misaligned. GG. How does this work? How does this work? How does that work? Can I just do this? Is it that thick? I don't think that works. I don't think that works at all. But again, this is the level of difficulty that I wanted, right? There you go. There you go. Forgot those perspective lines earlier. Okay, let's try to figure this out. What is this? It is like this. Yeah, okay, I'm not wrong there. Something like that, right? Looks fucking dumb. So clearly it's wrong. Actually, wait. There you go, something like that. I mean, hopefully you can tell what I'm trying to do by this point. Is I'm trying to just make the exact connection for this. Right? But, I think it should actually be like that, right? I don't know. Let's try to figure that out. Ooh, this hurt my brain. Okay, so that connects to this. And then what about this? That should be... There you go, something like that, right? I think obviously that's misconnected, but... And then... Oh, actually, we can do this. Okay, lines are obviously off, but there you go. I mean, it's wrong. It's relatively wrong, but hey, that's not bad. And I should have made it obviously a bit larger, but there you go. That's not bad at all. Oh yeah, let me draw where the hinge is. supposed to connect. Well, I was thinking something like this, right? That's what I was thinking. So it closes it in. I know there's a lot of mistakes, but I finally hurt my brain, and I finally feel like I'm breaking past. It's just about really taking time and fucking killing my brain. So yeah, wonderful. Let me rest my brain, and we're just gonna keep leading into that discomfort, right? Okay, cool, wonderful. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna rest my brain. Okay, cool. Let's keep going along these lines. Right, in terms of just things fitting into other things based on a hinge. I like that concept. I feel as if it we can keep changing it. Like first is things holding things, things rotating onto the hinge. Now things kind of like latching into, right? Like you're pushing something in or you're clasping something into something else. And I think it should create some interesting designs. Let's see. Okay, I'm just trying to visualize this right now. Let's see. Oof. Let's try to visualize this. Like obviously that's connected incorrectly. I'm well aware the hinge in of itself has a lot of issues there. But anyways. Let me think. Okay, we gotta take a step back in terms of the box. We gotta think, how do we want the box? Okay, I think I have an idea. So we can do something like right, and then I'll do something like this as well. Uh, there's that, and then let me think. Right, let me just think this through. Really try to visualize it. Okay, so I kind of had that shape in mind, and then I wanted let's see, how do I want to do this? Maybe I can make it in here. There you go. Something like that. Right? And this can be something like that. But I gotta figure out what the fuck is going on with here now. Because maybe it's a bit too preemptive, made it too large. Right? Let's see, maybe I'm just trying to think. Well, let's get this going. Let's see, something like this. Again, always trying to keep that perspective in mind. Something like that. Okay, that's just the shape, but I guess we can just do something like that, actually. There you go. Again, I'm really trying to keep this all in mind. As I continue. Right, okay. So that's something. Now it's kind of just got to figure out exactly how these things connect. Right? Because this is a hinge at the end of the day. I also need to figure out what kind of hinge I want. Right? There you go. Let me just make this very clear. Right? I like doing these cutouts. Yeah, I like doing these cutouts. They do add a little mechiness to them, right? There you go. Oh, right, that should have not been so rounded. I need to think about what this shape is going to be as well. See, I'm struggling a lot, but I guess we'll just start with having it be the first blocky shapes. We'll just start with blocky shapes. How about that? We'll just start with something blocky, right? We can do that. You know? And it doesn't have to be anything interesting. It can literally just be this. And I'm going to obviously keep trying to come up with... This is the fun part, right? The very difficult fun part where I'm trying to ideate while I'm visualizing, while I'm rotating it in my mind. You know, I'm trying to think about the functionality as well. Oh, it's so difficult. Okay. Okay, so we did not have to make that anything intense. We just had to... Oh, okay. I see it. Now I have an idea. Now I have a relative idea of where this could go. So I could do something like this. And like that. Right? So we could have the same thing back here, I believe. There you go. And again, it's a hinge, right? It's a hinge. So what are my main shapes? What is the functionality of this hinge? That's a real question. And I'm also trying to think about, you know, the little shapes that all the mech designs seem to have. Right? And I hope this looks like it's attached. I hope it does. Right? Kind of fucked that up there, but whatever. Here, let's just do that here so it looks the same. But let's see. So how do I want it to hinge, right? Maybe this is a thing that's hinging into that. So how do I want it to hinge? And what do I want it to do when it hinges? Let me look at some examples of these mech designs I see, and how do they make the hinge look like it's believable? Right, what do they do that I am missing? I'm just trying to figure it out. Okay, that one's not the best thing to look at. What about this one? This one looks like it's pretty intense. What is this one doing? Okay, never mind, it just looks nonsensical. Let me look at this suggested example. Fucking show me the suggested example. This one also doesn't look like... Let's see. Never mind. Everybody's using pretty fucking abstract shapes. And now that I see it, like there's not really much. I mean, there is intentionality, but there's not so much intentionality. Okay, let me just. Now I guess we'll think about the shapes, right? Like like if we're already decided on something blocky, then maybe the best thing to do is just to commit to this, right? Like this is just something that hinges inwards. Maybe. Well, let me just do that. Yeah, let me just do this. Right, and then we will there you go. For some shape interest, right? Fucking I don't even know, but let's try to think about how this hinges inwards. Or is it even hinging inwards, right? Is that even something that's happening? Or is this just, oof, maybe it's like something like this. Right? Yeah, maybe it's just like a super thin, unique shape. Like that. Okay, fucked it up again here. Let's add the other line again. That doesn't fucking make any sense. Okay. But I still have to think about the hinge, right? So maybe it's holy shit, the plot twist. It was a double hinge, which I'm okay with. There you go. And we'll just maybe it's hinging into this, and then hold up, we could have another shape attached to it. Right? Like that. Right? I don't even know if it makes sense. Yeah, I don't think it makes sense. Let's be real. There's no need to even doubt it. It just doesn't make sense. But, rule of cool, right? Cool. Ta-da! Something like that. Oh, perspective was off here. But I guess it's fine. Okay, well, let me rest my brain and we'll move on to the next one. And just for the sake of like, look, it's a mechanical thing, we'll just add these little things here. There you go. That type of shit already makes it look more intense. I just wish I felt as if this was, see, it doesn't feel securely attached because it should be something like that. Know what I mean? That's what it should be like. Because now it feels like, okay, now it's really attached to this thing. See, it doesn't really feel securely attached, even here, but I think that's a perspective and a form issue. But yeah, fuck. Yeah, see, there you go. Now I'm thinking. Now I'm actually trying to ideate. There you go. Right. Add more lines. When in doubt, just add more lines. We. Fuck. Lines fucked up. There you go. Okay, let me rest my brain. I feel as if this hinge is just to hold this thing in place, and maybe this thing slides back, right? But for the sake of clarity, right? It's like that, right? Hopefully. But yeah, let me rest my brain. Oh, that's good. I'm gonna fucking keep pushing it. We're gonna keep really thinking hard. But okay, cool. I want to be very clear. This was super difficult to do, and I don't even think I understood the shapes I was drawing as well as I wanted to. But this is how we do it, right? This is how we do it. Okay. I've been watching a lot of Hoodlum Callum as of late. He's a Pokemon YouTuber, a Poketuber, as you will, right? His Pokemon Unbound series. He does like, fuck you. That shit's pretty funny. He's actually fucking hilarious, right? Finally, a Pokemon YouTuber who's like, hey guys, I love Sunshine and Rainbow, ooh wee, ooh wee. Like, he's just the normal guy who swears, jokes around, makes dumb jokes, enjoys it. He's just funny. I just find him funny. And he's not super sanitized, which I like. Then again, it's me that's speaking, so I guess makes sense that I wouldn't be a sanitized individual person thing. Right, those are all my pronouns. You shall refer to me as sanitized human person thing from now on. But anyways, I hope that doesn't stick. That's a fucking horrible joke. But anyways, okay. What are the two boxes attached to the cylinder that I want to do? We can keep thinking of creative ways to do this, right? We can keep thinking of, and obviously this thing didn't even have a latch, and it was actually like this one was pretty bad because it wasn't really clear that this was a hinge at all, you know? So we need more clarity in our hinges, that's for sure. But let's think. Okay, I'm just thinking really hard right now. Let's see. I have a general idea. I'm just gonna keep visualizing it until I'm just really pushing into it right now. Because I'm trying to think about functionality, right? So, okay, I think I have an idea. Right, and I just need to make sure that it makes sense. And that's the main thing. It just needs to make sure that it makes sense. But overall, I'm just gonna really do my best to keep visualizing this idea. And that's also a huge part of it, is just continuing to visualize the idea and make sure it makes sense. But let's see. We'll just do something simple like this. Okay, so we have that. And now we just need to make sure that the rest makes sense. Right? Yeah, we just need to make sure the rest makes sense. Okay, so that was my general idea. And now let's think. There you go. Well, that's actually off perspective, so that's what it is. But Jesus, yeah, I need to work on that. What the fuck was this? What did I do here? Oh, right? I guess. There you go. And now we're doing similarly to what we did there, but over here now. Okay. Oof, that is so difficult, man. That is so fucking hard. That is so okay. Because we literally have to create this indent, right? So there you go. Well, perspective. Okay, so we got that. And then we have this underneath. So we gotta do something like this. Right? And then what? And then it's this thing. Which is there you go, something like that. I was losing the perspective, and I still kind of am, but the most important thing is I'm trying to retain it as I do this. There you go. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Okay. Does it just close into that? It doesn't. It's too stout. Does it? Maybe it doesn't. Ah, fuck it. Let's add this here just for shits. Right? It makes it look fancier. Well, we tried. Right? It doesn't. It's too thick. I made this way too thick. Oh, wait. I forgot to add this line. There you go. Perspective. But cool. Not bad. Not bad. Right? It's not bad at all. I just needed to, and this was obviously the perspective. It's the underside of the box. Right? I just didn't do the ellipse properly enough. Right? Closes it in. Fun. Very good. Very good. Okay, let me, what the fuck, wait, what am I saying? I can't even think right now. Let me rest my brain. Keep trying to make hinges, right? Keep trying to make hinges. Yeah, like the thing is, there's clearly so many ways to make a hinge. I just need to figure it out. Wow, what a fucking genius statement. But no, it's true though. There's a lot of ways to make a hinge. There are a lot of ways. Okay, see, like I'm gonna try something like this right now. And this is another way, like this box, that these boxes I'm connecting could be connected, right? And there's my little hinge mannequin that I did from back in the day coming back to save my ass in terms of understanding. See? Boom. So many ways to make a hinge. Right? Now, what do I want to do with this? Well, this can easily be something like this. That then becomes something like that. This kind of looks like the mannequin, actually, that artwod teaches. But there you go. There's a hinge, right? Like, it's not fucking amazing by any means, but... And then now we can have... This is one thing I'm really trying to figure out right now, is like the little jutting out stuff, right? The shapes that yeah, that are just jutting out. It's hard to figure that out, right? I feel as if that perspective could have been a bit better. This was too far out. This line right here, that's too much. Let's see. Let's try to, okay, now let's actually try to think about the shapes that we're drawing, right? Let's try to make it seem legitimate, because this is the only thing I visualized initially. Okay, now what can we do with this? Well, let me... See, let me do something like that. Okay, and then basically we can have this connect over here, right? So what do we want this shape to be? There's a lot this shape can be. Let me actually start by doing something like that. There you go. And maybe, let's see, maybe there's a cylinder attached to this somehow, right? Well, I could try something like this if we were to... I'm just trying to think about the entire functionality of this thing, right? So okay, well, see, it's off center, and that's just something I have to deal with, right? That's just something I have to deal with. It's off center. It's fine. It's just how it is. Something like that. We'll have it in perspective. Something like that? I don't fucking know. Something like that. Oh, I wonder if I have any more interesting words apart from something like that. Okay, like, yeah, I understand it's off center, and I'm just trying to think, like, now actually funnily enough, whatever the fuck I'm trying to say, I can think about an attachment that clicks into that. So how do I want to do this? We could do something like... And then... Cool. And then we can have... Let's see... If we want to connect it, it should be like... Okay, that's going to be like way below. Oh, okay, so I know what I need to do. I need to... Actually, no, it's not, because even if this... comes in, as long as I have this shape here. Perfect. So I can just do this. Right? There you go. It's attached. Maybe it's a bit too big, actually. But now we just need to think as to how it's going to connect. Like if it's... Actually, no. Probably should have been further here somewhere. It's not going to connect properly. But let's see, actually. And also perspective is off. Perspective is definitely a bit off here. Like, yeah, like you see that versus that. Oh no, but this is supposed to be this thing is off. This thing is what's off. Just fucking with everything. Or maybe we could just do something like this. Right? And just... something like that, I don't know. And this way... I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of this. This probably was a bad idea, what I've added here. Right? But it's good perspective practice. There you go. I don't know. That was bad. That was stupid. Right? That was dumb. Yeah, that doesn't work. Definitely doesn't work. Which is good. Because again, we're ideating. We're trying to figure out what does work. Right? How we can make things that connect to other things. So I'm just gonna keep fucking going. Right? Made this way too big. See, proportion is so important when you're trying to connect things. Right? How much time has passed? It's already been 47 minutes. Jesus Christ. Well, I definitely thought much harder than last session. That's for sure. Now we need to make sure this last thinking session is, or whatever I draw, is very, very, very hard. Right? But let me just... Can we just do a normal fucking... There you go. Just whoop. Trying. But hey, I'm really proud of how the actual hinge turned out. The shapes around it is actually what needed work. But I'm going to rest my brain. I encourage you to do so as well. And then I'm going to come back and fucking do my best to visualize. Just really, really try to grind my brain. Thankfully, I have another hour after this in which I can continue. So it's funny, if you look at what I drew here, all of these seem so much better to me. They just all seem so much better to me than what I've done thus far over here. But I guess that's just literally the way it is. Sometimes it's just harder, right? But that doesn't mean I should stop. That means I should just keep pushing and lean into it. Let me just look at some of these Pinterest examples, right? Yeah, let's see. So what other... How do I want the box and cylinder to be attached? Okay. I think I have an idea. I'm just trying to see how I can think about it in terms of a logical skill, I guess. Well, yeah, I got to think about the hinge, right? Okay, well, I guess I need to change the perspective first. We could do something like that. Yeah, we'll do something like this. I haven't done anything that extreme yet, and that's gonna be very difficult to think about. But if that's what I'm doing, I should change the I should change the orientation of what I'm about to draw. So probably just starts with something like this. Okay, if that's see, this is difficult. So if that's what I'm doing, should probably start with something like that, right? To really establish the perspective for myself. Okay, I already kind of fucked it up, to be honest. Yeah, okay, perspective is different now. It's what it is. Let's see. Okay, so just try to ideate. I'm trying to change things up. And see where it goes and still keep a general idea in mind, right? So again, trying to think about the perspective, extremely fucking difficult. All right, there's our hinge. Okay, keeping the perspective in mind, extremely difficult. What do I want this to be? Right? Something like this. There you go. And let's see. How do I want the rest to be? Let me look at the example, right? In terms of shapes, what are some unique shapes I can utilize? Okay, that's a pretty unique shape. We'll utilize that, right? And it will force me perspective-wise to keep things in mind. Okay, again, like I have to reframe because I lost the perspective there. Okay, think about it from a different perspective. What would it look like? Cool. Okay, that's already inaccurate. I didn't mean to do that. But you know what? That changes this. It's going to be something else, but I guess we'll have it like this. And we've lost the perspective. Completely fucked up the perspective there. Which is really unfortunate, because I think I was just rushing. Really, really unfortunate. Really unfortunate, to be honest. But it's what it is. It's fine. I have to deal with it. Right? Let me look at some more examples of little shapes that they have. Okay, you know what? We can do that after. Let me get the main thing out first. Cool. Let's see. Actually. I'm trying to think. Yeah, see, the fact that the perspective is fucked is already very, well, I want to say it's frustrating, but to be honest, it's not. It's just, we just gotta make do, right? We just gotta make do with the fact that the perspective is off. It's this. I could have just not done that, but I did. You know what? Actually, it would have been wrong either way. Maybe it wouldn't have. Who knows? But I need to think about this. Think about how this is going to be part of it. There you go. Okay. Okay, so we got this, and then what? Well, why don't we... There, we can at least do that. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to do. It's the same thing as this one, or this one, to be honest. It's so hard to figure out. Right? And then it's... There you go. Right? Okay, so I guess this fits in that, but now we gotta think about this. How does that work? I'm just trying to think. Because that cuts back. It's basically... It's like it's cut back here, right? How does that work? Ooh, that's difficult. How does that work? How does that work? Okay, okay, so this technically not really that well, let's be honest, right? It doesn't, but it fits. Like, I guess it kind of fits. Then what about here? What is the... Because this is too long. I know I made this too long, but let's just say it's not too long, right? And these are the same length. Then... Is there something there? Is there something there? I don't know. I can't visualize anything. This is so difficult. Oh my god. This is so fucking hard. Maybe because I can't think of anything, we can just... There you go. Just do something like this. Just do something like that, I guess. Oh, well, that worked out over here, I guess. This fucking line. And yeah, this one's just mediocre on all accounts. But hey, it's good, because I'm trying to figure things out. Right? Again, like when I say all those things, I don't mean it in like a mean way. It's actually, I'm really happy because I'm making mistakes, which means I'm learning, right? It's just the way I speak, man. Leave me alone. Okay, just trying to think. If we're gonna add like mechy little shapes, right? Something like that I see in this example that I have in front of me. Something like that. There's definitely to be honest, I could just make this an indent. Nah, it wouldn't work. I could try. I don't know if it would work. I don't know if any of that works. I don't know if what I did there makes any sense. I lost the perspective so many times too. It's crazy. Yeah, this one is the least hinge-like out of everything I've drawn thus far. Definitely the least hinge-like. And it's been an hour. It's been exactly an hour now that I check. Is there any way to salvage this shape? I don't think so. I literally think the fuck perspective messes with it more than anything. Like, yeah, that's why perspective and form is so important, and that's why I need to... I've been struggling a lot with that today. I don't know what's going on. But let's just chalk it up to a bad day, right? There you go. Maybe just some shape like that. Ta-da! Right. It's like, look, we have... There you go. It's all off. Yeah, none of it makes sense. I could, like, again, we could very easily just be like line, line, line. Oh, look, so much unnecessary detail, but it doesn't change the fact that this structure is so bad, right? It genuinely doesn't change that fact. So, leave it. I'll be back. I want to keep going, but maybe I should rest my brain. I don't know. I'm just not sure. I think today might just be literally one of those days. I was really trying, but it seems like my brain just can't come up with anything today. I haven't had this in a very long time. I haven't had this much of a block in just terms of visualization, but maybe I'm just not trying enough. Maybe I'm just not trying enough, right? Maybe it's literally just that I'm not trying enough. You know, I should be able to visualize. Yeah, see, if I want to visualize, I'm able to do something like this pretty decently. What the fuck is going on? Why can't I do it when it comes to ideating on these things? I mean, I'm trying something completely new, actually. We have to remember, right? And that's also off. But whatever. Yeah, it's off here as well. Anyways, whatever. It's okay. But the point is, clearly I'm trying something new. New type of hinge, right, in terms of fitting it in. But the curiosity for me... Jesus Christ. The curiosity for me is, what the fuck? Okay, there you go. It's on the page now, on the stand. It's like I had a better time ideating here. Or is it just my standards have gone up for myself? Maybe my standards have just gone up. I'm trying to visualize this too, I guess. I don't know. Is the output the same? Is the output worse? Well, is the input the same? Is the input worse? Right? But the effort was there. I did make a lot of fucking effort. We're just gonna have to take our time, I think. Continue to ideate. Continue to try to figure out. Right? It's good. It's fine. You know, I'm more so just confused and curious as to why the amount of effort I'm putting in regards to like trying to visualize has been so difficult. Like actually just mustering that effort as well as like consistently maintaining it. Today is just one of those days where it's just been a lot more difficult. So I might just go for another hour. I think I have to go for another hour to really push my brain. So yeah, I mean, I was gonna go for 3 hours today anyways, and it's fucking 10. So it's 10. I'll go till like probably 11:30 after I take my little break and come back, and then I'll be playing piano till 12:30. And none of you need to know my itinerary, but anyways, yeah. I hope you had fun. I hope you tried a lot. Right? At the end of the day, I'm very proud of myself for trying, because that's all I give a shit about. Is that I put an effort in. Like, I genuinely kept trying to put an effort in. I genuinely kept trying to put an effort in. What kind of sentence? I genuinely kept trying to put an effort in. I can't tell anymore. Is that correct English? What the fuck? Okay, anyways, whatever. Fuck it. Anyways, as always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing. What the fuck? Why did I do a thumbs up? Fuck you for watching. Keep drawing, and please give me money. Yeah, I can't do my hand motions either.